Hello, everybody. I was just going to cough. Sorry. Welcome to Erndale's. My name is Dale, and this is my YouTube channel. And we are on Tuesday, December 13th. So it's the 13th day of Vlogmas. Welcome, everybody. Today we are going to continue what we started yesterday. We were working on that little blue jean, angel that I designed. Actually, I designed it several years ago. I used to, before the pandemic, I had started a knitting group and we met once a month. And I think there was like 12 of us or something that would come once a month over to the house and we would knit and talk and chat and gossip and do all that kind of stuff. And when it came around time to Christmas, I asked the girls if they wanted to have a Christmas party and they said, oh yeah. And I said, well, why don't we do a craft? So this is where I came up with this little angel idea, and I made one, and then I made little kits for everybody, so all they had to do was put it together, and we had a blast. We really did. And it was finished like within an hour. Everybody had finished their angels. And there was people in there who were great knitters but had no experience in doing any other kind of crafting at all. So it was a lot of fun, and everybody went home with a beautiful little angel for their tree. So these little angels technically aren't really Christmas angels. You can give them to somebody at any time of the year. You don't have to wait till Christmas to do it. And that's sort of why I chose to make mine out of blue jeans, because I gift them. If I make them quite often, and I gift them depending on what the circumstances is of the person who I'm gifting it to. So like I said in yesterday's video, you can use any kind of fabric. You don't have to use blue jean fabric. You can use any kind of fabric if you want to make a spring angel or a fall angel, or, you know, any kind. It doesn't matter. So anyway, I'm going to be quiet, and we are going to go and finish up that little angel so that I can get her all wrapped up and parceled up. She's going to go to the Yukon to my sister-in-law, Bev, who's in the nursing home, as I explained yesterday. So I have to get her done and get her on her way so she gets there for Christmas. So enjoy the last half of this video, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye for now. Okay, so yesterday we did the bodice and the skirt and the sleeves, and we glued the fabric onto our wings. So first thing I'm going to do today is I'm going to cut these wings out. You can sort of just give it a rough, I'm just going to give it a rough cut. Take off the excess, and then I'll cut closer to the edge. I mean, actually, I could even leave it like this if I wanted to, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to cut it as close as I can to the edge. You can make your wing bigger or smaller, however you want to do it. Still a little bit off of here. And a little bit in there. And a little bit in there. And I think a little bit up here. So that's good. I'm happy with that. So now what we're going to do, let me me get rid of some of this stuff here. Too much stuff. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to work on embellishing this wing a little bit. So I have bags and bags of this kind of thing. Just little pieces of trim, things that I save for projects like this. So for instance, here's a piece of crochet that I cut up. I could put this, where's that wing? I could put this on the wing somehow, like this, if I wanted to, and then add something else, but that's not what I want. So, you know, if you're a saver of little scraps of things, here's a little rose. That actually might be kind of pretty there. But I think what I'm going to do with this one is I have this glittery stuff. This was actually on one of those angels that I tore apart. And if I angle this, I think I might be able to, there's another piece here. One has a big wad of glue on it. The other one doesn't. This one is fine. I think I'm going to use this on my wing. I'm just going to cut this part off. Get this out of my way. I'm just going to cut this trim off here because I don't want this trim. But I won't get rid of it because I might be able to use it on something else. A project like this where you're gluing things. Okay, so I have this nice little piece of glittery fabric now, and I might not be able to, which side do I want? This side. I might not be able to get it, yeah, I pretty much can get it on the whole wing. It doesn't matter if I can't, but see how pretty that is? The blue shines through, but you still have some pretty glitter. So I'm just going to do the same thing I did when I put the jean material. I'm just going to put some white glue on here. Because this white glue will dry clear, you will never know that it was on here. And then I'm just going to place this on the wing. Now I'm going to try and place it so that I get the most of this glitter on the wing. And I think that's going to do it. And then I will just trim this off. I hope you can see this. Turn your work to the opposite side. You'll be able to see your trimming much easier. Just another little tip. You'll be able to get much closer to the edge. Okay, so that's gonna, when it dries, it's gonna be nice and glittery. There's a little piece missing here. So I might just take a little piece from here and just glue it on. Just add a little tip here. It'll dry in and you won't even know that I added it. Same with the end here. A little bit missing. So I'll just put a tiny little piece on. And then I'll just trim that off. Whoops. Some more glue. Okay, so I'm just going to leave this dry and we will get on with putting the rest of the angel together. Okay. I might add some more embellishment. I might do a little bit more. I don't know. We'll see. So here's our angel. Now we're going to glue on her arms. But before we do that, we should put the trim on the sleeve. So here's where you have to decide what kind of trim you're going to use. So I'm just gonna, I pulled some things here. I'll see what I want to do. This is too wide, but that might actually be kind of pretty around here. Here's a nice piece. But do I have enough for both sleeves? That's what I'm thinking of. This has a little bit of pink on it. It's quite delicate. Yeah, I do have enough. I think I'm going to use this. It's got a little bit of pink on the thing and it has a nice scalloped edge, so I would put the scalloped edge down and just make a nice little cuff. I'm going to glue that on. Where's my glue gun? So I'm just going to put a bead of glue around just going to put a little bead of glue around the arm edge here. And then I'm just going to start at the bottom and wrap that around. Just to tack it down there. So there's one sleeve, and I will do the same with the other. It's a little bit of, put a little glue on the hand itself too. Start at the seam and go all the way around. Actually, I should start a little further under the hand, go all the way around, cut that off, a little bit of glue, and pop that down. There we go. Now we're going to glue our arms on. Make sure you get the right arm on the right arm on the right side. I'm going to cut a little bit more off of this, I think. Just a tad more. And we're going to glue it right at the top of her shoulder. I'm really upset with myself that I wasn't more careful about getting this seam underneath. So I'm going to put the glue on the arm. And I'm going to place it right at the shoulder. And I'm going to squeeze it down. Look at that. I messed up. Well, I'm going to put a cape on her then. There's always something you can do to cover your faux pas. That one can come a little shorter. Put a little bit of glue on her sleeve, and I'm out of glue. So again, we're going to place this right at her shoulder, and we're going to press. Ouch, it's hot. My next glue gun is not going to be a hot one. I'm going to get a cooler temp one. So press hard till that stays on. So because I goofed here, if you can see what I did, this has the seam showing. I don't like that, so I'm going to put a shawl on her, and I will find something to make a shawl with. Something like that. You see how that covers that up? Actually looks quite nice. I wish it was a little bit longer, but it'll do. I really only want it for this part. I need it longer because I want it to cover that, so I got to find something else. But that's the idea that I'm going to go with. I'm just going to pause so that I can find something. Just hold on one second, okay? Okay, I found a couple of things. This was the piece that I had on, so I needed it wider than this, and long, maybe a little bit longer. So, oh, there's glue all everywhere. So that's the piece that I had. I found this piece of crocheted trim. I crocheted this for something a long time ago, but it's too heavy. It's way too heavy for this. So that's out. And then I found a doily that I had made, and it's actually, this would be really pretty, but if I didn't have that pink on there, I think I would cut this in half and maybe use this. That would have looked really cute actually, but I don't know. What do you think? I would cut it in half though. I wouldn't have it double. I don't think so. I also found this, and I actually think this might be just the thing. So I'm going to trim this netting stuff off of here. And I think I might use this one because this is a little wider, but it's still nice and delicate. The blue will come through, which is what I want. I don't really want to cover up that blue of the jeans like that. Like I think if I'd had a white gown on, this would have looked really pretty actually. I could do another one like that for somebody, but I only want to do one right now, so I will trim this off, and I think this is going to be perfect. It's a bit wider, but it's still very lacy, and I like that it's not white. So let's try this out. Let's give it a whirl. And this I could fit in underneath here a little bit better too. Oh, first I should find the front and the back. Okay, there we go. Let's do it this way. And it won't be so bulky underneath the, that's perfect. Might have to just trim it a little bit, but I think that will be perfect. Little shawl. And I'll get it underneath her hair here, which is quite difficult. She's got a really weird hairline. That'll be better. And then the sparkly wing behind her. Yeah, I think that'll be nice. Okay, so I'm just going to trim this a little shorter because I don't really want to cover this. I just want to cover this. Well, I'm going to trim this just a weeny bit shorter. Square it off a bit because it's not square on this side either. And we will put this on her. So this is the right side. We want that to be up. And I'm just going to fold it around her shoulders. Tuck it around in here. And then I will just glue it. But you see, I'm going to have to trim some of this off here. It's still too long, but I think I'll glue it first and then I'll trim it. Now what I should have done is I should have put a little bit of trim here, but I think what I might do is I have this little bow. This was off one of the angels that I demolished. I could put this right here and have this hanging down. No, I don't think I like that. I don't know. Do I like it or don't I like it? I don't think I like it. No. I might make my own. Okay, let's glue this down first. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a little bit of white glue on the sleeve here. And I'm just going to take and tuck it around, and it'll stick nice. Do the same thing over here. Just take a little bit of glue and put it on the arm itself, and then I'm going to just tuck that around a little higher. Tuck that in there like that for now. And get rid of the glue off my fingers. Okay, this is glued on nicely now. And I decided to put a little ribbon around her her waist and cinch it in a little, just to give it a little bit more definition across the bust part. So I found this little piece of daisy trim. I actually think this is off of my wedding dress. I took my wedding dress, all the lace and stuff off of it, and I've used it for other projects. And so I'm going to put a little daisy there. And let's see. Whoops, my glue gun is not cooperating here. There we go, that's better. Oh, I gotta get a new glue gun. This thing is terrible. So I'm just gonna put a little touch of glue on there and pop that right on top there. And then I have a bunch of tiny little beads. I'm gonna find, actually, what I have is this little piece of what do you call this stuff? This faux diamonds. I'm going to cut one of these off and glue it right in the middle because it'll have a little bit of glitter to it. shouldn't be doing that with these scissors, though, should I? I'm going to glue that right in the middle of that little flower. Why does this glue stick keep falling out? Tiny little dab there. And I'll get that so it's the right way up. There. That's pretty. Now, I'm not going to do anything along the bottom. And I think I will trim this a little bit. And I'll try and get that to stay down there. Now, what we will do is finish the wings. So I think what I'll do with the wings is I might put a couple of these on there too, sort of like I did that one. So I'm just going to cut off a couple of these. I've used a lot of this trim already on different little projects like this. It's really pretty on small things like this. So I think I'll put one here. One right there. You know where I added those extra little pieces? I think I'll just put a little daisy there. And actually, I think I'm going to cut off 2 more of these and put them in the center. It was a good idea. Got to use this stuff up. I should not be using these fine little scissors for this. Be kicking myself later. So I'll just put a little dab of glue in the middle. And put one of these on there. And another little dab of glue. And one of these on there. Want the sparkly part up. Now, before we glue on the wings, we have to remember to put our hanger on. And I'm just going to use this piece as a hanger here. So I'm just going to... And all of this was from those angels that I tore apart. So nothing was wasted from this. So you just want to put your hanger, just put your 2 pieces together, make a loop. And I'm just going to glue it on to the back here with my glue gun. But first you have to glue the 2 pieces together. That. You can cross them over a little bit. And then I'm just going to pop that on like that. So the hanger's on. And now we can put the wings on. So this wing isn't quite dry. But once it is dry, it's going to really sparkle. So we're just going to place the wing like that. You can have it like that, or you could put it down further, have her up. I kind of like it like that, so the wings are above her. So I'm going to put my glue on here. Actually, I probably should put the glue on both pieces, but I'm going to put lots because I want it to stick good. And I'm going to hold her up because I want to make sure I got that in the right spot. And I'm just going to put it like this. She's turning out to be quite pretty. She's not overly gussied up but I didn't really want her overly gussied up. She's very pretty and simple. I'm not going to do anything with the neck. I'm going to leave it the way it is. I think it's fine. I like the simplicity of this one. And now I have a little bit of, I just want to put a little glitter in her hair. And I have some of this Stickles acid-free. It's for paper crafting, but actually I've found that it works really good on this kind of medium too, if it hasn't all dried up on me. So what I do is I just take and I just squeeze out a little on the hair a little bit, and a little here, just to give it a little bit of a just to make her more angelic. And that'll dry nice and clear and have a little blue sparkle to it. If you can see this one here, I don't know if you can see it, but there's right here, I have a little bit of the pink on there. And now, the only thing that is left is I always like to bring their hands together. And you can bend the arm a little bit because you've got to, and you can put something in their hands. And in this one, I am going to put a white rose. So first I will just glue her hands together. Let's see how I'm going to hold the rose. Like this. Or like this. Not sure. Okay, that's the way I'm going to do it. Just going to put a little bit of glue here and set that hand in this hand. Like that. And where's my little rose? I'm just going to drape this rose through and just have it kind of hanging like that. Or should I have it like that? No, I think I'll have it hanging here. But I think I will put a little bit of bling on this, just so that there is something else on the rose. So I'm just going to tie a little piece of this really blingy ribbon on here. And then I'm going to glue the rose in. I'm going to cut this off here. I don't need all this. I'm not going to cut it all off yet. And then we're going to glue the rose in her hand. Let's see if I can tie a tiny little bow. Haha. Good luck. Oh, the bird just hit the window. No, it's not going to work. Okay, well, I'm just going to put the glue on the rose itself. And then I'm just going to slide this in here. And I'm just going to bring this bling over her hand. And tack it down on her hand. That's too much glue. gotta fix this. I want this. I'm very fussy with stuff, you know. I want this more in the middle. Like that. And I can actually cut this off a bit more too. It doesn't need to hang so long. Maybe about there. I need to do that with the ribbons here. There. Still not how I want it. There, that's better. So there's my little angel for my sister-in-law. I know she will love it. I know she will. So I hope you enjoyed this. Oh, you can't see it. There you go. There's the little angel. Very simple to make. A little bit of time, but it's just made out of scraps of leftover materials. And in my case, I have everything here to make it. But wouldn't this make a lovely gift for somebody? I think so. So give it a try. If you can get your hands on a little head and a pair of hands, the rest is all just little scraps that you may have laying around in your craft room. But it's a lovely little angel. So thank you for coming along and helping me make this gift for my sister-in-law. And I will see you really soon. Bye for now.